Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be dilly-daddling a little bit. Then we're going to be talking about the government shutdown. And then last but not least, we're going to be talking about a DA getting death threats because of President Trump. We're going to get into all of that. But first things first. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I ain't doing nothing but just chilling. How you feeling today?
Man, today's a good day. Can't complain.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, This is the first time you jumped on the scene. It was like, today was a good day.
Yeah, I mean, is it the truth? I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be seeing you in a couple of days.
Yes, I will be there. I'm excited. We'll be celebrating our father's birthday. So
yeah, 65. Our dad was a young guy, but he's 65.
Yeah.
I talked to him.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I talked to him last weekend. He seemed like he was really excited about it. So yeah, and that's gonna be a good time. We got some nice things planned that we can't talk about on the air just yet because they're semi-surprises, but we'll talk about them next week.
Yeah. We'll go over all that.
You had some stuff that you wanted to dilly-daddly about.
I don't know what dilly-daddly is.
Okay, but before we get to that, I want to promote my appearance on Rick Clemens' podcast, Life Uncloseted. We talking about past homophobia issues, how I got through it, and we just have an important conversation about acceptance. Once again, as Rick Clemens, he was a guest on our podcast. Rick Clemens, Life Uncloseted. I did an interview, y'all. So go ahead and go check that out. Get that wherever you get your audio podcasts.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, well, not watch, listen. Yeah, listen. He doesn't do video quite yet, but he was like, I might have to talk to you about doing that video stuff. I said, hey, brother, anytime you need some help, let me know. But it was cool. This is the first time I've been on somebody else's podcast. I would say I'm kind of selfish. I normally only have people come on my podcast, and other people I've interviewed have their own podcasts. And, I haven't turned anybody down.
Right.
I just haven't been like, hey, I'll do your podcast too. That's all. But Rick asked me, and I was like, yeah, man, because we had a really good conversation, and I listened to the podcast earlier today, and I thought it was a really good conversation.
Yeah, I remember that talk. I did listen to that podcast, and it was really good. So I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna talk about next.
Yeah, no, this was pretty good. But what did you want to dilly-dally about?
So I don't know if people have noticed on social media, but there was initially this talk about what's girl math, what's boy math, things like that. An example of girl math is saying, you'll be ready in 5, but really it's going to take you another 45 minutes, like things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So there's also something out there called black math.
Okay. There are units and measurements that black people use that, unless you're black, you don't understand it.
Yes. So I wanted to talk about some of my favorites that I personally use myself. First one, around the corner.
Ain't never around the corner.
You about 10 minutes away.
Yes.
You about 10 minutes away. Almost there. You about 30 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
You about 30 minutes away. On my way. You still at the house. That's my go-to.
I'm on my way.
I will text somebody in a minute on my way, and I truly am just getting in the car.
but technically, you are on your way.
I'm not lying.
No, you're not lying.
Technically, and am I around a corner? I'm around a corner. Did I specify what corner I was around? No, I did not. I just said I was around the corner.
Around the corner, yeah.
I didn't say your corner.
I got one. We'll be there in a little bit.
In a little bit. That means at least an hour. That means at least an hour. And that's another, like, we just have a different concept of time. A lot of people know about CP time, but we do have a different concept of time. And like for my birthday, for example, I put that the party starts at 6 because I knew everybody get there at 8. And I was right. And it was fantastic. It was perfect because that's exactly when I wanted them to get there.
Right.
Everything was all set up, ready to go. Another one, 50-11. 50-11 So, so here's the thing about Black people. If it's more than 3 of anything, it's too much. And so we're gonna make a like for instance, there's a gang of people over here. That's more than 3 people.
Right.
And so you need to know it's too many people. It's a lot of people over here. You sure you want to come as a gang of people over here?
Or a gang
So
of folks.
a gang of folks. So 50, 11, anything more than a few.
Right.
Anything more than a few, we're gonna exaggerate. We're gonna exaggerate because if it's more than a few, it's too many. It's too many.
Another one that's interesting as far as going down that road is everybody and their mama and them.
Everybody and their mama and them. That
Yep.
could be their mama and two more people. It could be their mama and literally the whole family. It could be, we don't know. But once I add and them, just know it's more than a few and it might be too many. This, that, and the third. That's our version, I think, of yada yada yada.
That's absolutely what it is. I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah, that's just our version of yada yada yada. Another, I saw this on TikTok, and this is definitely one I do. When you're at the grocery store and you're looking at packs of chicken and find the one that's the cheapest, that's the one you're gonna get.
Yes. It don't matter. It could be saving 3 cents. You gonna get that one.
What's the cheapest pack?
Look, I literally was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about that. How you go grocery shop, no matter how financially stable you are, you don't go into a grocery store and grab something without looking at the price. Right. She told me, she's like, "No, just grab it and go." Like, but
I don't know that life.
Yeah, no, I'm calculating the receipt in my head as I'm taking things off the shelf.
Let me tell you a prime example of this. This is a story. I was out shopping with our brother, and someone in the meat department, don't know who it was, mispriced the chicken, and they had like that big family pack of wings. That's usually like $20, right? And they were like $2.
Oh no. You had to grab as many as you could.
I grabbed every last pack. And so our brother was like, "No, don't. It's listen, hey, this is a windfall."
Why was he talking about no, don't do that?
I don't know. Maybe because leave some for other people, or maybe it would be too suspicious that we took it. But the price is the price.
The price is the price.
The price is the price. And I'm going to grab everyone that is mislabeled. I'm going to grab every single one.
So what happened when you went to the cash register, or did you do self-checkout?
No, they rang it up. The price is the price. Move on.
Right.
It's like selling your stamps. You got $250 in food stamps, selling for $100. Get you the cash.
I don't know that anybody has food stamps anymore. It's like a debit card now.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You can still sell them, and people definitely do that.
Speaking of which, I had a dude. I was in the grocery store, and he was like, "Hey, man, if you buy this beer for me, I'll give you a certain amount of money on my card I was like, "Why can't you just buy it with your card?" "Oh man, this is like food stamp card. It's only certain stuff that you can get. But like, you buy this for me with your money, and then I'll pay for your stuff on this card."
Black man.
And I was like, "No, thank you."
There was a guy he had a gas card. He said, "If you pay me cash, I'll get you your gas on this gas card." And I was like, done.
What'd he get?
I gave him $20. He gave me a full tank.
So what did that come out to? What, 50, 60 cents on the dollar that he cashed out on?
And he got that money. I don't know where he got that gas card. Not my problem. Not my problem. Right. Not my business.
Well, you down. I can understand why our brother ain't down to take no precautions. He's safe like that. Yeah. I will dibble and dabble.
Yeah.
But if it can in any way put me in prison or a holding cell,
right,
I ain't doing, not at this age. Them days is long over, because we have already established on previous episodes, I ain't gonna make it in jail. The bathroom situation alone just means that I won't make it.
Yeah. Because you're not going to be able to hold it forever. You're gonna explode and you'll probably die.
They're gonna be like, I'm gonna be in the infirmary. Yeah, my stomach hurts. Bruce, like, it seemed like you just need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just go? Can I use that bathroom that you got right there? No, that's for staff. You got to
Right.
go back to your cell. No. Well, then he's like, your intestines are going to explode. Well, that's the way I guess I got to go out.
The way I'd be in the infirmary every day just to use the staff bathroom.
Right. I'll be like, hey, Bunky, I'm gonna need you to shank me today because I gotta go to the bathroom. Just slice my arm real fast. Just slice my arm real fast. Real quick.
Don't hit the artery. Don't hit no veins. But just real quick.
In the infirmary, they'll be like, damn, Bruce, you got stabbed again. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is, but hold on, before you stitch this up, let me use that restroom real fast. Bruce, it seems like you're bleeding a lot. Yeah. And don't worry about it. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Another example of, again, a few being too many. A black mom sees 3 dishes in the sink and it equals all them damn dishes. Y'all got all my damn dishes in the sink. 100%. 100%.
One light turned on in the house. You got why all the lights on in the house?
Why every damn light in the house on? You got every light in the house. How many times did we hear you got every light in the house on? I got one light on. That's one light.
What about this one? Don't keep coming in and out. You're not going to air condition the whole neighborhood. I didn't know that by simply opening the door, you can air condition an entire neighborhood.
You truly can't. You truly can't. Our flair for hyperbole is unmatched. Black folks do not set the time on the microwave. We press that 30-second button, and we'll keep pressing it until we get to our desired time.
Not true. I set the time.
One person, I'm talking about, we talk about Black people in general.
Okay. I just want to put it out.
I find that weird because I use the 30-second button.
When I'm in there, like I made some tacos earlier today because I made taco meat the other day. So I had to heat up the taco meat, and you had to do that in installments because I added rice to it. So you heat up the meat first, then you put the rice in there, and then you add the cheese in there, right? But those are 3 different times you got to enter it in. So you go 2 minutes.
No, you hit the 30-second button 4 times.
No, I can't do that math.
It's not hard. It's half of a minute.
No, when I've been drinking or if I'm high, I can't do that math.
The cool thing about a microwave is it'll tell you how long you just entered. So if you press that 30-second button,
there's literally quick. If you need 2 minutes, there's a button that has 2 minutes right there. Why am I going to push the 30-second button 4 times?
30-second button.
Okay.
There's also a Black mom math. I'll take you in this. I brought you in this world. I'll take you out. That's I don't know how that maths, but it does.
Yeah, right.
And then the last one is saying you feel me without completing the sentence because they're supposed to know what you finna say.
Right. I'm not going to even go up in there. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to deal with that. You feel what I'm saying?
You don't want to deal with it. You're not going in there.
Yeah.
If you go in there, there's going to be some drama because there's some people in there you don't want to see and you don't want to deal with those people. I got it.
You're gonna go to the party, man. I don't know. I'm gonna get in the car, and then you feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You feel me?
You feel me?
Period.
Yeah, really. I was working out with a white friend of mine in like a park area, and we were leaving, and I saw this brother and his wife walking past us. We gave him the head nod. Black people universally, it's certain generations, we acknowledge each other.
Yes.
And my friend was like, do you know them? And I was like, no. He was like, but you said hello to them. I said, yeah, this is what Black people do when we see each other in public settings, especially when there's only a few of us. Right. We're going to acknowledge each other.
Make eye contact, head nod, got to acknowledge each other. Yes.
He says, I just walk past people. I was like, it's because you're white. That's pretty much what y'all do. I walk past, and I will say, because a lot of people in my neighborhood that walk their dogs are females, white females, that a lot of them won't acknowledge me. And there's different levels to that. Could they be racist? They could be. Could they just be intimidated that a man is close to them as well? Yeah, it could just be intimidated that I'm a male. Could they be could it be the fact that they might think they get hollered at if they say hello to anybody?
Right.
It could be a multitude of things, but people don't speak.
People
I
don't
don't have
speak.
those I don't have those issues with black women though. They'll
They're
say
gonna say,
hello.
they're gonna say, hey, hoodie, I see you out here.
No, that's
Okay,
another thing.
I see your headphones. Come on, headphones. They gonna
Black
say
people
something.
Black people are gonna acknowledge you by a characteristic of what you have on or what you got on around you, and it could be either a celebratory thing
Mhm.
or it
It
could
could
be a
be a
knock.
diss. Yes.
It could be a knock.
You'd be
Okay,
like, all right, glasses,
right.
relax.
Or if they put little in front of anything. Oh, I see you out here with your little Lexus. What?
You don't know if it's a compliment or a diss.
No, you don't.
When little is involved, you never know if it's a compliment or a diss. But
Typically, it's a diss.
but when we no, not all the time. If
Give
it's
me an example.
so if if it's a woman, a lot of times, usually it's a woman who says this, but to a man, see a man who's trying, okay, I see you with your little suit on. Okay. That's it depends on everything is contextual with us. You-
I remember seeing this post on Instagram that a black dude came in with a sweater, and one of the women in the office said, "Okay, I see you, Carl Thomas."
yes, he had on a white turtleneck, and she just yelled across the office, "Okay, Carl Thomas." That was
But I don't know if that was something to celebrate or a diss.
it was just an acknowledgement. I see you. I see you. It's just an
Oh my.
acknowledgement. But black people, we will not compliment you directly. We will not say, "Oh, I really like that shirt." We're gonna go, "Okay, blouse."
Or are we gonna say, "Hey, how you doing? I can't call and I'm trying to be like you."
Yes, we will say, "I'm trying to be like you." That is the highest compliment. I'm trying to be like you.
That is the highest. I was just thinking,
Um,
what's a higher compliment than that?
no,
And there isn't.
I'm trying to get like you.
Right.
That's the highest compliment. Another one I just thought of, whole. So any we will say stuff like, "Oh, she made a whole cake." Oh, he had a whole meltdown. There's not it doesn't mean that there's a possibility of a half.
Nope.
What we're just saying is it is a complete, you did all the steps and you got a whole incomplete, he got a whole girlfriend. And you talking to this man.
Or a whole wife. He got a whole
He
wife.
got a
Yeah,
whole wife.
he got a
And you
whole
talking to this
family at
man.
home.
Right. That means if he got a whole family, that means wife, kids, maybe the grandma live in the house. He got a whole family at home. And you talking to this man? That's another one that we will use. That's black math.
Yep. He got a side job and a whole job as well.
Right. That's black math.
All right,
So
that
in
was interesting.
case you were wondering, if you hear that on Twitter, TikTok, something like that, those are some examples of black math.
Or just in your office.
Or just in your office.
Because sometimes we forget the code switch and we'll let some stuff slip out, especially if it's a whole bunch of us together.
I did that by accident on the phone yesterday.
Okay, we got to end the segment with this story. Go ahead and tell this story.
So I was talking to somebody on the phone at work, and I said, I can't remember what I was talking about, but I said, yeah, it's not really giving not at fault. It's giving. I kept saying that it was giving, and I realized I was saying it, and I was like, oh damn.
Now explain that to the people out there.
So when you say something is giving, that means it's giving the impression of.
Mhm.
We're just not saying the whole thing. We're just saying it's giving broke. Like it's giving. If you going out with a bunch of friends and you order a bunch of stuff and then you talk about, let's split the check evenly. Yes, yeah, it's giving broke.
Well,
It's
speaking of giving, What the House Republicans are giving is pure hatred. We're going to get into that next. Hey there, podcast listeners. It's Bruce Anthony here, and welcome to another episode of Unsolicited Perspectives. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately, the importance of staying hydrated and taking care of ourselves. Whether it's prioritizing our health and wellness, or gearing up for festival seasons, or just gearing up for whatever season or time of year, there's one brand that's been my go-to for all things hydration, Liquid IV. Speaking of health and wellness, let's dive into how Liquid IV can fuel your well-being. Imagine starting your day off right, feeling refreshed and energized. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is the missing piece in your daily routine. With just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. It's perfect for those early mornings, pre-workout boosts, moments when you're just feeling run down, or even after a late night or long flights. I absolutely love how convenient Liquid IV is. The packaging makes it easy to bring with me wherever I go. And let me tell you, it's become a vital daily part of my routine. The flavors, let me tell you something, they're incredible. From refreshing sea berry and strawberry lemonade to classics like lemon lime and watermelon, there's a flavor for every preference. It's like a burst of hydration with a hint of deliciousness. Picture this. 1 stick of Liquid IV mixed in 16 ounces of water, hydrating you 2 times faster and more efficient than water alone. And with 12 mouth-watering and flavors, you'll never get bored with your hydration routine. Plus, Liquid IV is packed with 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course, vitamin C. It's also made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, free of gluten, dairy, and soy. This is hydration at its finest. But it doesn't stop there. Liquid IV believes that access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. That's why they partner with leading organizations, finding innovative solutions to help communities protect both their water and their futures. It's incredible to know that Liquid IV has already donated over 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world. They truly walk the talk. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code UNSOLICITED at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code UNSOLICITED at liquidiv.com. Remember, folks, taking care of ourselves should always be a priority. So why wait? Head over to liquidiv.com, pick your favorite flavors, and experience hydration like never before. Stay refreshed, stay hydrated, and keep rocking those unsolicited perspectives. All right, sis. Government's about to shut down.
Again, for
Again,
the umpteenth time forever.
But this time is a little bit different than the last time. So the last long-term government shutdown, I think, was in like 2015, 16, somewhere around that time. It was like 35 days. This might go longer because they are really at odds, Republicans and Democrats, and really just some extreme Republicans, 10 Republicans in the House. That's really what this comes down to. Kevin McCarthy gave them power when he let them dictate terms for him to get the speakership. Okay, that's right. First and foremost. Had he put the hammer down then and there, because he was going to get the speakership regardless, had he put the hammer down then and there and didn't cave in to their demands, we wouldn't be having this issue right now. But he did, and he gave them power, and now they're holding the government hostage. Also, you got in the Senate, you got Tommy Tuberville holding the Senate hostage. We can't even promote military personnel. That's a whole separate issue. But we're going to talk about this spending bill. And what are the Republicans trying to do? Well, as always, they're trying to cut spending. And generally speaking, I don't have a problem with cutting spending, right? The government has bloated programs. I know a lot of people, because I live in the Washington, D.C. area, that tell me about the government agencies that they work for. And there's a lot of redundancy and bloated because it's really tough to fire a government worker. Once you got all those clearances and stuff like that, you really got to do some off the wall type stuff to get fired. But what the House Republicans are looking to do, and this is just a quick synopsis of some of the things that they are looking to cut from the spending bill. Okay, give me a quick second to pull it up. I had it before, but now I lost it, and now I'm gonna, you know, just what do you do?
You just fill the
Fi-
time.
Fill
Just
the
fill it.
time.
Fill the
I
time.
couldn't even come up with the fill the time because I'm so agitated. But here are the enormous cuts to the safety net that the Republicans are trying to do.
Okay.
This includes cutting 1 million from low income mothers, young kids, and excluding them from nutrition aid, WIC, right?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
what we were talking about before, food stamps. There are a lot of people out there who are struggling, and not from them making bad choices, just because the cost of living has gone up, but salaries and just wages haven't gone up.
Hmm.
So people can work two jobs and still be behind, not even living check to check, be absolutely behind.
Right.
They're also talking about 70% cuts to home heating ahead of the winter months. But the most important thing is that they want to cut Title One. What is Title One? Title One is education grants. And you were like, well, the education department is kind of bloated. Maybe, maybe not. But the Title One education grants are specifically for low income schools. So
Yeah.
those low income areas where the schools are already really not funded properly already, they're trying to cut 80%, which equals out to $14.7 billion from the poor. In every instance, they're giving, they don't give a damn about people. Because it's
Right.
straight cruelty what they're doing. They're not talking about trying to reduce spending in the military. And trust me, I'm all for funding the military. But that military budget is kind of bloated, right? They're not looking to do tax reform because so many of the rich aren't paying their fair share of taxes, which Democrats have been trying to do for so very, very long. They're not in for cutting off entitlement programs that help the rich. No, they want to cut off programs, social programs that help the poor, the sick, the disabled.
Right. And now, mind you, according to U.S. Census in 2021, 5.2% of children were living in poverty. In 2022, that figure is 12.4%, or 9 million children living in poverty. And they are trying to cut programs that would help those particular children. Not to mention the fact that 1 in 7 children of color lives in poverty, and 1 in 6 children under 5 lives in poverty.
So, what is that saying? That's saying that so many people out there had this misguided idea that only minorities are involved in these social programs. No, there are a
No.
lot of poor white people out there. There are a lot of
Yes.
poor white people out there that voted for Trump. And this is a clear example how they voted against their best interest because it affects them.
Yes.
And instead of acknowledging that, the only thing that they could think of is that all those minorities are getting these free handouts and they shouldn't have these free handouts. You're getting free handouts. And guess what? They're not free. They're
No.
not free. People, this is we work for this. Everybody works to put in a pot, and sometimes when things get low, you pull from the pot. That's what this is. So it's not free. And it's not like these people, are there people that are freeloaders out there? Yeah, there's always people that take advantage of the system, but there's legitimately the majority of the people out there are working hard, trying to support their families and need a little bit of help. That's what the government is supposed to do. They're supposed to help you. But instead, they want to cut low income schools, which will also get rid of 100,000 children would lose access to Head Start. They're trying to make the American population dumber.
Yes.
That's what they're trying to do because they know if you're not intelligent, if you're ignorant, you can be controlled because they could tell you anything and you'll believe it. You got to
And
learn those critical thinking skills in school. That's where you develop critical thinking skills.
and not only that, education is what makes you economically viable in this country.
Sometimes,
And
hopefully.
hopefully,
Yeah.
but it definitely helps. But the last thing that you want, if you want to keep poor people poor, is to provide them with food, especially people who are at nutritional risk, is to provide them with food and housing vouchers and things like that, and to educate them.
You know what's funny? I forget what state it was. It was either the Dakotas or Iowa. I think it was one of the Dakotas that wanted to strip down funding for school lunches.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts just passed something where now kids eat free in public schools.
You know that
K through 12.
And little known fact, that's the state where the first kind of version of what later became Obamacare started.
Mm. You know, Boston gives Massachusetts bad name, bad rep, but it's just one city. Yeah, well, Boston is notoriously known as one of the racist cities.
Oh, that's
Yeah, you know, but the Kennedys came from
that is what it
Massachusetts,
is.
and they've been good for the black cause for the most part.
I like the accent.
The Boston Garden.
Yeah,
The
I like the
Boston
accent.
Garden. But I mean, you just look at some of the stuff that they're trying to do, and like 60,000 seniors would lose their access to Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
65,000 children would lose access to childcare. Meanwhile, Democrats are trying to expand Medicare so that it covers dental, vision, and I think something else. Dental, vision, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
But like also with a government shutdown, military personnel won't get paid. Everybody always says, you know, we support
Yeah.
the troops, we support America. Everybody jumped on Colin Kaepernick when he took a knee saying he didn't support the military. Y'all, Republicans, don't support the military. You got a senator in Tommy Tuberville, a former college football coach that was elected to the U.S. Senate,
Mm-hmm.
who is holding up military promotions because he doesn't agree with the abortion policy of the military.
And now, mind you, if the government shuts down, that's 1.3 million people in our military, but they have to stay on the job,
Right. They
even
still
though
got
they're
to
not
work.
getting paid.
And last I checked, the last one was 35 days. I don't know anybody that can't get paid for 7 days for a week. Lose a week of pay?
Listen,
Lose a
your,
week of pay?
your girl would be stressed.
Look, half the time I don't go on vacation just because I'm like, hey, look,
I ain't got it.
I could take vacation, but you know, I don't want to because I don't want to lose no money. I'm
I ain't
always
got it.
thinking about that money. So losing 7 days of pay, now fast forward to the 35 days of pay when they're already underpaid.
Yeah.
And these are the people that you put in office. All right. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, you know what? I wish I could have that Thanos snap. But the Thanos snap would only be for people who were dumb as hell, who weren't trying to get any smarter. And I could just wipe them off of existence. I mean, you don't really want to wipe people off of existence, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, if I had the ability to do the Thanos snap, the world
Right.
would be a much better place without dumb people. I'm just saying it would. Y'all listening out there, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Y'all got some coworkers.
We get it. We
Yeah,
get
y'all
it.
got some coworkers, some friends, some family that you just be like, how are you this dumb? Like you're dumb as hell. Like just can't listen to reason.
How did you make it this far?
I had that question about a lot of people that I know. But my only problem is that when people say and do something stupid, I don't hide it well. They openly know that
Yeah.
that I'm like, is that how you want to say what you just said? Is that your response to whatever is going on? That's what's in your head. That's what you're thinking. Yeah, I don't have patience for stupidity. I really don't. So,
Right.
and a lot of these politicians is just being just. You look at everything that they're doing. They're going to be cutting. They're going to be cutting law enforcement personnel as well. They're so pro crime. They're so pro border security, but they're going to be cutting border agents, FBI agents, all the things that help keep this country safe.
Well, they're pro, and they say they're not, but they say they're pro rule of law. But you're making cut. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
They're
you
not
want
pro rule of law because Trump is breaking laws right and left. Homeboy just broke a law. He just bought a Glock and posted it all on social media the other day, but he's under federal indictment. It
yeah,
is against the law for you to purchase a firearm when you are under federal indictment.
yeah,
And nobody
doesn't
that
care.
rocks with Trump is calling them the task for that. And
No,
once again, we have this problem with this looming government shutdown because of these Trumpers, these 10 Trumpers that are doing his bidding and shutting down the government. So, I mean, I don't know. It's aggravating. I live in the
yeah.
DC area. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be affected
Yeah,
that I
I
know
mean,
personally.
a shutdown, according to Associated Press, a shutdown would furlough millions of federal employees. Like you said, it would leave the military without pay. It'll disrupt air travel. It'll cut off vital safety net services. I mean,
And people,
I believe there are some plans in place in the Senate. Um, and I believe Biden has some plans in place in case, to prevent the shutdown, but the fact that we're even here, it feels like again, is the is the frustrating part.
yeah. Well, here's another thing that's also bad. The Senate, a bipartisan group in the Senate, has created what they call like a short-term spending bill that'll keep the government running until October or something like this, until they can finish the budget out. And Kevin McCarthy won't even bring it to the floor for a vote because he says it doesn't have enough border security money in the bill. And you know what? Everybody wants to talk about border security. I don't know what it's like down there in Texas and New Mexico and California as far as a migrant surge. I have some friends down there that tell me, hey, it's worse than what they're portraying on the news. And there's a lot of folks coming up, and we don't have the resources to even accommodate them. The House GOP is trying to change the asylum rules so that not everybody can claim asylum. I'm sorry, but if you look at the history of this country and how we have dealt with Central and South American companies and how we've destabilized them by fighting these by proxy wars to put the people that we want in power so that we have some sort of control that goes all the way back to our uh, our Cold War issues with Russia, and how much we've destabilized these countries. This issue, this migrant issue, and these border security issues are issues we created.
Yeah.
We did it with our government policies over the last few years, over the last few decades. But y'all don't want to hear that, though.
Did you also hear that Matt Gaetz has threatened to call a vote to oust McCarthy?
I I I I think he threatened that like it was a week ago or so. And
Hmm.
once again, this was part of the issue that I had with McCarthy, giving into him just to get his speakership. First of all,
Right.
who wants that? Right? I don't want to win if I've got to I don't want to win that type of race
If
if
I
I've got
gotta
to fight.
kowtow to
Yeah.
literally the dregs of Congress.
Right. Like I don't want nothing that bad. Either I'm getting elected in because y'all think I'm the best person to do it. If you don't, then get somebody else. But there's nothing that I want that badly where I'm just going to suck up to everybody. He has no backbone
No.
at all. And so he's given this it's a 10-person member in the House. And the House has how many members? 413, 16, something like that. And you're
Hmm.
saying 10 of that over 400 is causing the shutdown. That's what it is. 10. I don't know what that math is. Typically, I could do math real fast,
I can
but
tell
since
you this is more black math that the math ain't mathing.
how can 10 people hold up so many people? Yeah.
Don't make
Yeah.
no sense. Make it make sense.
I look, I can't tell you how it is, but I can tell you how it's gonna be. And this ain't gonna be good.
Mm-mm.
That's another black saying. I
Yes.
can't tell you how it is, but I can tell you how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
And we are not the one or the two. Y'all need to figure it out.
right. Look, so, I mean, that's my little 2 cents on this government shutdown. And it is
Yeah.
going to happen because they have to come up with something by Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rare moment. We're filming this on a Wednesday because my sister will be flying out tomorrow night, which is Thursday, and wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
able to film it. But we knew that you guys wanted your sibling happy hour. So we are
Yes.
working on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So if something happens tomorrow on Friday and this is all for naught, this segment is all for naught, at least you knew our 2 cents about it.
At least you knew what we thought about it, you know, before it didn't matter.
Right. You got you got any more? You got anything else to add to this?
Nah, I think this is what the potentially the fourth partial shutdown. You know, if the government is not working to protect its own employees, but also the most vulnerable in the community, and then the government's not working.
Yeah. Well, burn, mother, burn. But we're not done with Republicans. And I don't like to constantly attack Republicans, but y'all wilding out right now. And in one instance where y'all wilding out, you're not standing up to what Trump is saying, allowing him to attack a DA in Georgia. And now this DA is getting death threats. But
Mm-hmm.
that's next. All right, Jay. People in Georgia are wilding out. What's the news?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the people in Georgia. We're
I mean,
cool.
some of the people in Georgia are not cool.
Well, I don't know if these people are in. I don't know if these people are in Georgia.
Okay.
But they're coming for the goat. Fani Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney who brought them RICO charges on Trump and 18 other folks involved with him. She has been the target for racist abuse throughout her investigation into Donald Trump-led efforts to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia, and said, let me tell you how dope she is, because she said the threats against her are, quote, a waste of time. She said, I've been called the N-word so many times, I don't even think I hear it anymore. They have been sending threats, obviously, various intimidation tactics. They have been doxing her and her family members. She said a Russian website. This is all coming from the Huffington Post, by the way. Article titled "Fani Willis addresses racist abuse she's received over prosecuting Trump." But
that's a hell of a title right there.
That's a hell of a title. But I mean, if you want, listen, it's not clickbait. It's what the actual article is about. I would rather get a title that tells me what the damn article is about.
Yep.
Than get a title and I'm like, this is sensational. I got to read this article, and none of that is in there. So
none of that, yeah.
This is a title about what is in this article, and that's just good journalism.
Yes, it is.
But she said a Russian website has posted her home address as well as those of her loved ones, along with racist messages, with the purpose of encouraging others to threaten her over cases she's overseen. She says very unfair to other people, and it's a waste of time because she said, quote, it's not going to stop anything that I'm doing. And I read that. Now I put a little something on that. I put a little sauce on that. But in my mind, that's how I heard it.
Because that's probably how she said it.
It's a waste of time. It's not going to stop anything that I'm doing. She said, quote, to threaten me is a waste of time. It's not
Mm.
going to get anyone results, and I don't care if it's a member of Congress.
Mm.
Holla.
Oh, because Jim Jordan is
Because
trying to come for her, and
yes.
he sent something to have her come before the committee and address some issues, and she was just like, "Your request is not based in any legal fact or foundation. It's
Hmm.
denied,"
Yeah. And
and it's
and
just like,
and not only that, so he requested all of the documents in her
mm,
case uh against Trump, and then insinuated that she had also been, colluding with the Justice Department. Um so she wrote him a letter back attacking his, quote, basic understanding of the law, its practices, and the ethical obligations of attorneys general and prosecutors, of attorney generals and prosecutors specifically. So now, mind you, Jim Jordan, he does have his JD, never took the bar. Okay. So not practicing. Meanwhile, Fani, of course, spent 16 years as a prosecutor in Fulton County's district attorney's office. She went into private practice, but then she, ran for the she was elected, district attorney of Fulton County. Like this, she knows her stuff. You're not
right.
gonna you're not gonna rattle her. And to get into that position, this is not somebody who can be intimidated.
I look at this as a larger issue, and this is what I mean by that. In the history of this country, most of the time, white men of power have always been able to use intimidation tactics to get themselves out of trouble.
Mm,
This is a Trump playbook that he's actually been doing for years. He's normally had lawyers go after contractors that had disputes with them. These are the type of things that he loves to do. He loves to put his chest out. What he's experiencing now is people that are smarter than him, savvier than him, that are
mm-hmm.
not going to back down.
No,
Her, the special counsel, these people are not backing down.
no,
He didn't ran up against something. So those bullying tactics are not going to work at all.
right.
It's also funny that the Russians are always meddling in our business. Why don't we create some bots to meddle in their business?
Oh,
I'm sure the
you
CIA,
know we got some.
I know the CIA, but it don't seem to be working as well as theirs work on us. Is it because they got a tighter control over their people? Probably. And they don't
Well,
allow
we
so
don't
much free flowing information.
we don't know because we're not in Russia to see the effect of what we're doing there. So we don't know.
Okay, that's
If
true.
it's creating dissent in among the populace, we don't know.
Well,
But
he did have somebody that couple of months ago that was going to turn on him. He's dead now because the whole plane that he was on was shot down.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
but he did have a little coup
yeah.
that was coming up.
But Jim Jordan actually wrote um, District Attorney Fani Willis today, calling her response to his letter, her hostile response to his letter, and reiterating his request for documents. But I just love that her responding. First of all, she made it known that her response was voluntary because she is well within her legal authority to absolutely ignore his request
Hmm.
because he is trying to insert himself into something that's on a state level
Hmm.
and he has no authority there. And he wrote, quote, Congress in general and this committee in particular have strong legislative interests in ensuring that properly elected local prosecutors do not misuse their law enforcement authority to target federal officials for political reasons. We can only conclude from your hostile response to the committee's oversight that you are actively and aggressively engaged in such a scheme. No, no, and
No,
there's really nothing there. So she responded to you in kind.
right,
You
right.
you you,
You
ins-
started
you
that,
insinuated
right?
that I have some sort of political interest or I'm trying to gain clout or something like that, and that's why I'm pursuing these RICO charges. So I respond responded to you in kind, and now we're hostile. Now I'm hostile.
That's one thing I give Republicans credit on. They know how to attack and word certain things to get their people riled up and get their people immediately against you and on their side. They know how to attack. They know how to fight.
Yeah,
They do.
But the thing about Black women in America,
this is true. This ain't the fight that they want.
It's really not the hill you want to die on, because it's very difficult, especially if you get someone like Fani Willis who's in the position that she's. This is not a woman who could be easily intimidated. She's been a prosecutor for 16 years. It's not a woman who could be easily intimidated. If you clap, we're going to clap back. Period. And that's why Trump has never been interviewed by a Black woman. And why anytime there's a Black woman in the press corps, which there wasn't for a really long time while he was in office, he either didn't call on him or they shut him down immediately.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something about Black women, for those people out there that don't understand Black women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying all Black women are like this, but however, you might find this characteristic in more than just a few. Mm-hmm. One time I was driving a car and I was in an argument with a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I came out of my mouth wrong, not super wrong, but something like
just wrong enough.
Just wrong enough. Something like, you bothering the hell out of me right now. You really need to shut the hell up.
I can tell you that right now. Even my dander is up.
What do you think she did?
Took your ass down to hell and back.
Well, not with words. She started swinging on me. So I'm trying to defend myself as I'm driving with one hand. Look, we could have died in the car, but at that moment,
she's willing to risk her life and yours.
Right. Because you gonna respect me at all costs. Right. Period. This is what the Black woman said. You're going to respect me at all costs. This is what Trump is up against.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he's up against. And all those people out there that are trying to intimidate her. This is not somebody that can be intimidated. First of all, them 1960s sheets and burning crosses that's not working on us right now.
It's so old and it's so played.
If the Ku Klux Klan came to my front door and it's 20 of y'all, I got my piece and I'm ready to let loose. It's like we're not running away scared. It's like, okay, some of us is gonna go tonight. I might go, but some of y'all coming with me. Like that's who we are now. Those days of keep your eyes on the prize and non-aggression, clap back. No, them days is over. We will correct you.
But it is defense, by the way. It's reactionary.
Right. Just like our parents taught us, don't you hit nobody first, but you defend yourself if they hit you. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. Don't you hit nobody first. That's how we were all taught.
Yes.
So we are just defending ourselves. But the days of us not defending ourselves are over.
Right. And I love this quote. She said, "One thing people will learn about me is I'm an equal opportunity prosecutor." And that is a very nice way of saying anybody can catch these hands.
Yes, that's exactly what she said.
Anyone.
She's like, I'm an equal opportunity ass whooper. That's all she's saying.
There was an email that she sent around, to the people involved, letting them know, be on alert. And it was a threatening email that she received. And the subject line was Fani Willis equals corrupt N-word. Let me tell you how lame this was. The message continued, "You're going to fail, you Jim Crow Democrat whore." First of all, that is lame.
They also don't know the history.
That is lame. Like that. I mean, it don't even sound scary or intimidating.
No, it doesn't.
It just sounds lame.
But also, I would have read it and laughed. But also, it's factually incorrect because Jim Crow Democrats, who were called Dixiecrats, were for Jim Crow. Yeah. So I don't know what he means by you Jim Crow Democrat, because she's not for Jim Crow.
These are not the most intelligent people.
No, and that's the reason why I want that Thanos snap. Just get rid of all the dumb people. Just snap. Out. Life would be so much better. So much better.
Yeah. So, I am team Fani Willis. Like, go girl, whatever you need, do the damn thing.
Black girl magic.
Black girl magic. And I hope she stays safe. I hope she and her family stay safe.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, though, something happened to her. We ain't taking that shit lightly.
No. But I'm sure she has security around her and
good
and things like that.
Good.
So
I'm worried about the extended family, but she should be good.
It's just not surprising.
No, it's not surprising.
It's just not surprising.
It's just so funny that these people that feel like they're losing their country so quick to go to violence. Oh, y'all really don't know what being marginalized really is.
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't take it.
But the slight inconvenience or
that's what it is.
The perceived inconvenience is enough to make you immediately jump to violence. Yeah.
Or the thought of being in any way down the line inconvenienced.
Right. Not even now. Just the perceived threat of it.
Yes.
Even though it's not backed up by any kind of factual basis.
I might be inconvenienced somewhere down the line. Right. I can't have that.
Generations from now, I might be slightly inconvenienced. Oh, hell no.
Meanwhile, they don't mind being inconvenienced right now because the world is freaking burning. Mm-hmm. This was the hottest summer ever. I'm scared to death of what this winter is going to be like.
Oh, man.
But yet they don't believe in climate control. But anyway, I'm tired of running down Republicans. We done it all episode.
Yeah.
Do we have anything negative to say about any Democrats out there? Because there is that one dude that got that that one senator that got that situation that's going on. I don't know the particulars. I didn't plan this to talk about this, but I just feel like we talk so bad about Republicans. I should at least attack one Democrat.
Okay.
It's a dude that he's been not laundering money, but he's pocketing money and stuff like that.
Bob Menendez. Yeah. Senator Bob Menendez is facing bribery charges.
Yeah, Bob, you got to go ahead and resign, buddy. Don't come out. He came out defiant the other day. He came out Trumpian the other day, which I guess if Trump going to do it, I mean, you could do it as well. But it's funny because when Democrats do that, Democrats will call other people out and say, you need to resign. Remember Al Franken?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as the slightest thing came out that there could be a sexual harassment, they called for his resignation. He resigned and went away. What about Matt Gaetz? Because it was a situation with some underage girls, in Florida, and
he's still working.
And matter of fact, causing the shutdown.
But Bob Menendez refusing to resign.
Okay, all right, Bob. You just keep on being Trumpian.
he said, I'm innocent. What's wrong with you guys? That's what it is. Okay.
When somebody says I'm innocent and then asks a question, when like, well, I don't understand why you don't understand why I'm innocent. It's because you're guilty. You're guilty as hell, and we know it.
It's not looking great. But actually, no senators have raised the idea of his expulsion, according to NBC News.
I thought some Democratic people, they may have not raised it for expulsion, but they've asked him to resign.
Well,
there have been.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer hasn't.
Come on, Chuck. Well, you know what? If Republicans aren't asking other Republicans to resign, forget it. Let it be a free-for-all. I mean, they still got my man. They still got my boy, the liar. I forgot his name.
Oh, God. We talked about him so much. Yes.
Georgie. Poor Georgie. Yes. Georgie's still out there, so they don't care. All right, sis. That's the end of this episode because we had to keep it short because we're filming on a Wednesday. We got things to do for our dad's birthday weekend. Mm-hmm. Maybe we might take some pictures and post them on the Instagram, Unsolicited Perspective Instagram. We might do something like that. Maybe. We might. Could. But what you want to tell the people out there?
Maybe not, though.
Probably not.
What do I want to tell the people out there? I'm not calling Twitter X. Period. I'm not doing it. It's dumb. The only X I know is Malcolm.
And DM.
Yeah, that's it. So you can it's Twitter. Period. I don't care.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I tried to call it X and it just won't stick. It's Twitter.
I mean, even the news, whenever you hear it's X, formerly known as Twitter, like, because if you just say X, nobody is going to know what you're talking about.
It was stupid. He's killing that platform. And now he's talking about making people pay for it.
I think the whole point was to kill the platform, honestly.
Okay.
That's what I think the whole point is.
Well, somebody will just create something that'll replace it. It's not that big of a deal. Threads is trying. It just hasn't catching on.
Yeah. I'm on Threads, but I'm not on Threads.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives, the Sibling Happy Hour with my sis, Jay Aundrea. We want you to go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and share. Help us continue on growing that audience. Don't forget to log on to our website, unsolicitedperspectives.com, where you can find all of our content, our video, audio content, the link to our Patreon page, patreon.com/unsolicitedperspectives. Perspectives. That gives you After Hours Uncensored and Talk Straight-ish. Those are Patreon exclusive shows, as well as our merch. We got some shirts. Buy some shirts. Support us. Help us grow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew, that was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.